We're living in a dream. We're living in a dream. We're living in a dream.
All right. What's up, guys? We're living in a dream. What if in your dream you could create the exact life that you wanted to live, doing anything you wanted to do, being anything you wanted to be, having anything you wanted to have? Is it possible? Well, I'll let you be the decision maker for that. Hey guys, it's Boomy here, and I am making this video called Leaders Are Readers. Leaders are readers. Now, whether you are on my team or not, this video will be very valuable. You know, one of the things that I'm going to do this year is just be authentic and talk about what I want to talk about. Normally, that's what I would do anyway, but like I'm going to be more intentional on as soon as I get like an idea for a video, something I want to express, like make it right away. So today I was thinking about how I lead my team. And this saying that I had really built my business upon and even wish I've done it even more than I have came to me. And that is you build people and then people will build the business. You help to build people and then people will help to build your business. You know, with that said, well, what does that mean to me? Personal development is everything to me because I know what it takes to live your best life, to live a successful life. And I'm telling you, it all starts right here in taking control of your mind. And so, in order to take control of your mind, you really need to um, control and protect and be intentional about your environment. And one of the things that makes up your environment would be the books that you read, the books that you read. So I want to talk to you about leaders being readers. I want to tell you a little of my history in this industry with books. I love books. I love books. So, as I was coming up in network marketing, you know, I started way back then, back in the 70s. No, I'm joking. I was born in the 70s. Started in network marketing myself in the early 90s. Before that, I was just attending the meetings that my parents were going to. So I am a second generational network marketer. No, how do you say that? Second generation. Look, you don't have to talk right to do this, okay? So, but anyway, when I would go to the meetings that at that time my parents were holding, we would always have the bookman. The bookman's name was Mr. Burris, and he was this older man who would come, rain, sleet, or snow. He would show up and he would set up his little cart, put up the racks, and set the books up oh so nice. And back then it was, you know, nothing digital about it. There was just a sticker on with the price. And after every meeting, we would go to the back and it would be book buying time every week. Now, why did my parents have the bookman to come? And why did every week people look forward to the bookman? Because my parents knew that it's so important for their team to be feeding their mind. And so when you're in a business, you want your people to learn success principles. You want your people to have a strong mindset. You want them to grow up in the business. You just want to help to develop them, right? To learn personal development principles. And so Mr. Barris would be back there with all of the classics. I would just want to look for a lot of my classic books. And I was like, where are they? I can't find them. But I brought out some that I want you to see, because if you don't have them in your library, you would be doing really well to get them, or even multiple copies. If you already have one, maybe you need to order another one. But yeah, so we had Mr. Barris, the bookman, back there, and we would be like, oh, I want to get this one, get that one. We'd be thumbing through the book and like, oh, this looks good. And we'd be purchasing books every week. And so getting this personal development through books was very important, because your books are your environment. And we feed our minds from our environment. And when we feed our minds, right, we're feeding those thoughts. And so it's very important to control, protect, and be intentional about what you surround yourself with. So the books are part of your environment, and your environment is very important. So you want to have a lot of books, and you want your books to feed your mind, okay? And when you invest in books, that's pouring your purse into your mind. And when you pour your purse into your mind, guess what your mind will do? Your mind will fill your purse with gold. I like gold. Ka-ching, ka-ching. So the classic books that we were reading back then, of course, Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. And then in the early 2000s, I believe it was, Robert Kiyosaki was a big one with Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Oh, y'all, do you have this one right here? The Richest Man in Babylon. Definitely want to have that one. The Greatest Salesman in the World by Og Mandino. You definitely want to have that one. Let me pour these books over here and just kind of show you some things. So it's so weird to me when I mentioned Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, and people don't have that one. I'm not that they don't have it, they've never heard of it. Like, I'm like, what? You've never heard of Napoleon Hill? You've never heard of Think and Grow Rich? Like, that's not even in my realm of reasoning, but hey. Okay, so you should have multiple copies of Think and Grow Rich, because this is the like the foundation, like one of the first written personal development books. This is the one like worldwide that everybody knows, okay? Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. This is what Bob Proctor, my mentor, has been studying every day for the last 61 years. And this book has made more millionaires personal development wise than any book on record. Read it and then apply the principles, okay? Because readers are what? That's right. Readers are leaders. Now, I've started saying this lately. Words don't teach. Experience teaches. So while these are just words, it is good for you to read them. It's what? All about the application, okay? Now, if you are in an industry, you should really be learning about your industry. This was one of the other classics that we made sure that people got when they started in network marketing. Mark Yarnell's Your First Year in Network Marketing. Now, he's gone on to the other side, crossed over a few years ago, but this is a classic that stands the test of time. Mark Yarnell. He also, there's a video on YouTube that talks about I think how to make 100,000 a month, and he talks about the numbers you have to go through and whatever to do that. So read Mark Yarnell's, and here's Your First Year in Network Marketing. So this is like really it's definitely pre-social media, but it stands the test of time for what you need to, how to shore up your mental, a lot of the things that are going to go on during your first year, things that you need to know. Okay. So that is another great one. So in 2005, I was introduced to something you probably know about what I'm going to share. And at first I was at the point, I'm like, I don't know about that. That's the devil, right? But when I opened my mind, I learned it's not the devil. It's universal laws that God has put in place, and that would be The Secret. So The Secret came out in 2005. That's when I was introduced to it. In fact, Bob Proctor, my mentor, is it's featured in the movie. This is the book. If you haven't watched the movie in a long time, you need to watch it. Basically, this is the based on the law of attraction. Rhonda Byrne, the author, was inspired by Wallace Waddles in The Science of Getting Rich, and The Secret, which became a worldwide phenomenon, seen by over a billion people, made the law of attraction like a thing for people to get into. And so you definitely want to make sure you've got this newer classic. And her next book, The Power, is all about frequencies, vibration, how what is that highest frequency that you can get on, that when you get on that frequency, it brings everything to you that you would want. So The Power. So when I was reading these books, CDs were a thing back then. So I had the CD, me and Kenya Tammy, we'd be listening in our car. So we would have the written version and then also make our car into a university and use that time. Now, I don't know how many years ago I was introduced to this. Another book by Napoleon, the Napoleon Hill Foundation, Outwitting the Devil. This is where Napoleon Hill, like, I think this wasn't published till after his death because he was like even a little hesitant about bringing it out. But he talks about cosmic habit force. That's going to be probably a new terminology to you all. And I would suggest that you get this one as well. It's going to introduce you to some new concepts about things that control us, things that control communities and people, and make them do the things they do and how to get free from that. Oh, this is a classic, The Millionaire Next Door, right? So I was like, who are the rich in this country and what do they do? What do they drive? How do they invest? And it really talks about those people who will be the millionaires, but the way they do their money, you would not even know it. Real low profile, but The Millionaire Next Door and how to be one, it'll teach you about that. All right. So, guys, look, I'm going to go through just a couple more, but I want you to understand in your 2022, you need to pour more of this good stuff into your mind. Readers are leaders. It helps you in so many ways. You'll read something and like you'll learn the attributes of success, what makes the great great, how to think like successful people. Remember, and when you read, you shouldn't just read to read. It's not about, oh, let me go through all these books. How many books can I read this year? But really, you should be reading for studying and reading for application. And Bob talks about how you may be on a paragraph for 30 days. You really want to increase your awareness and really get the understanding, then don't read just to be reading. Read for understanding, application to expand your awareness. So the power of your subconscious mind. You definitely, this is by Joseph Murphy. Yep. By Joseph Murphy. Get this one. A lot of these books, when I was doing my personal development call, we were doing studies and going through books. It was just a phenomenal time. But the power of your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind controls you. When we say as within, so without, basically that's saying however you are programmed in your subconscious mind, that is what is showing up on the screen of your life. Your subconscious has more power than you know. And so you need to make sure that you are programmed for success. Most people don't know anything about their programming, and they don't know if they are operating by a poor program. They don't know how to change that program. It's so important to learn how to change that program. That's one of the things that I teach people in my coaching courses, how to change your program. This one, Cassandra likes Cast Millions, loves the magic of thinking big. This is awesome too. So you know how we say in 2022, expand your view in 2022, the magic of thinking big. Oh my God. Thinking is everything. How you think, most people don't even think. And they don't really understand the importance of quality thinking. Listen, the quality of your thinking determines the quality of your life. And because there is no limit on how much better you can think, there's no limit on how much better your life can be. And as you learn to truly stretch your mind and take it places it hasn't gone before and expand your thinking, man, your life can expand and become better exponentially. So, Magic of Thinking Big by David Schwartz, you definitely want to get this and put this in your library. It would be really cool if you and your team did like a book of the month. I probably will start doing that and read something together every 30 days. Hold on, a couple other things I wanted to show you all over here. You Were Born Rich. All right. So by my mentor Bob Proctor. Bob's material is what I facilitate people through in my Empower Me Now coaching. Is just awesome. I don't need to come up with something on my own because I got a 61-year legacy program that absolutely is proven to work. You tell me what you want, I can show you how to get it. And You Were Born Rich. I love this. Like, most people are like, how was I born rich? You were born rich. Wealth is your birthright. You've got to learn that. And then you've got to learn to manifest what is your birthright and walk in that wealthy place. We all need to do that. Let me tell you about this guy right here. You ever heard of billionaire Art Williams? All You Can Do Is All You Can Do, the great A.L. Williams. This is a classic right here. Also, he has a book called Pushing Up People. If you can get your hands on a copy of this, you definitely want to. Art Williams was making $10,000 a year as a broke Georgia high school football coach. Ended up a billionaire. Yes. Let's see. Also, always good to learn your craft, getting books from the industry that you're in. I'm in network marketing. I study network marketing. I study people who make a lot of money in multi-level marketing. This is how to make big money in multi-level marketing. I'm sure there may be some more up-to-date books that include the internet that have to do with this. So I'm just trying to show you guys, like, this is a, I got rid of a lot of books. This is probably a 10th or less of the books that I have. But in this season, in this 2022, when you're expanding your view, when you're saying, I'm touching more money than ever before, I'm touching more prosperity than ever before, I'm touching more success than ever before. If you haven't stepped into the realm where you've hired a mentor or a coach, guys, at least understand how important your personal development is. And if you're not reading, start there. If you're not reading for study, then start reading in a different way. Don't just say, oh, how quick can you get through the book? It's not about that. It's about the retention, learning. If you got to read that paragraph over 100 times to really get it, if you've got to read that sentence and stop, what does this mean to me? How can I apply this to my life? What is this speaking to me? And even journaling while you're doing it, you would get so much more value out of what you are reading. So remember, be intentional this year about who you surround yourself with. I surround myself with great people, these authors, all who are pouring into me, all who are teaching me from what they have gone through. They're smarter than me. I'm going to learn from them, from people who lived and applied and worked and succeeded 100 years ago, 150 years ago, some decades ago, right? It'll help me to not have to go through a lot of things, that I can learn from other people's mistakes. I can learn truths that other people realized and now can be true for me now because I took on this principle and said, okay, all right, so this is how things work. This is the principle. This is the law. Apply it to my life and then see it work for me. When you read things, test them out. Oh, this author says this is true. Let me apply it to my life and see if I get how it works out for me, the result that I get. So, yes, guys, so many great books out there. I didn't even bring up Think Your Way to Wealth. That's Andrew Carnegie being interviewed by Napoleon Hill. That's great. Kendrick reminded me of Who Moved My Cheese. That's a classic. I think I told you about Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. I think my son has that one downstairs. So that's a classic. You want to read that. If you're on my team and you're not reading, you got to start. Okay. Personal development is the key. If I were to just come to you and say, oh, make the calls, go in the streets and talk to the people, go get the customers, that's really sending people out without clothes on, like sending them out unprepared. Your personal development is like your armor. That's you putting the armor on, the shield, the protective gear, and all of that, so that you can withstand what's going to come at you when you go out there. Like when you go out and you're in sales, those objections that come at you, the negativity, the rejection, those are all like arrows being shot at you. And without that armor on, and especially when you're new out there in the field and you get shot by one of those arrows, it'll be like, it'll like take the new person out when they're not prepared and they don't have that armor on. But when you have that armor on of personal development, right, you can withstand those arrows, those darts. They'll bounce right off you. Oh, he said no, just ain't for him. Oh, that person, they were negative, man, they just can't see it. Next. So it just shores you up. Oh, Jim Rohn said it's the law of averages. It's in the numbers. All right. So I got to talk to 25 people to get one. So if I want to get four, all I got to do is talk to 100 or whatever. So when you get the personal development, you get an awareness that helps you to make it through the learning curve. There is always a learning curve. It helps you to make it through the uncomfortable and scary times when you may think that it always should be easy and it always should feel good. But then you start learning from the leaders who've gone before you, and they tell you, no, you got to get uncomfortable. Success is created in the fear zone. So, yeah, you need to do some things afraid and get into that scary place. That's where you're going to find success. If you want to walk on water, you got to get out of the boat and get out of that comfort zone and do some scary things afraid. And then you'll see, oh, that wasn't so bad. But if you're not shoring yourself up, you'll think that you're trying to get everybody to say yes, that everybody's going to join you. And if somebody says no, oh, you're going to feel like so bad. And oh, maybe this isn't for me. You're not going to know how to move forward in intention and just keep going and going and going and going, one foot in front of the other. You know what I'm saying? It's just so, oh man, my gosh. The main thing is to learn how to think right. Oh my God. You need to learn how to deal with negativity and negative people. You need to know the importance of getting those people out of your space. You need to know how to control your thinking. You need to know how to change your habits. You need to learn how to design a life so that every day is like happy, healthy. Oh man, living life on your own terms. And during those times where you may be thrown off of the good frequency, that you don't stay off, that you get back on that high flying disc, right? Very quickly. That's a skill to learn. It starts from what you're putting into your mind. The environment that you surround yourself with is the food from which you feed your mind. Okay? And it's very important what you're feeding yourself. So, with that said, I think the first book, I may start a book club. Would you like to be a part of my book club? I think I'm gonna start a book club and do maybe some audio readings on. I was gonna use Clubhouse, but maybe I'll use Facebook audio. I don't know. I'll figure it out. You ever heard of U Squared? It's about taking a quantum leap in your life. And I know you want to do that in 2022. It's like no more little incremental baby steps. Like, don't you want to go from where you are like this year to December of 2022? It's like, wow, man, I've come a whole big long way. I used to go like this each year. And then this year I went like that. Yes, that's what you want. So, hey, look, guys, I love you all. I love personal development. I love growth. And if you're in network marketing, I always say this: network marketing is personal development with a compensation plan attached. That's all it is. It's personal development, working on yourself, and there's a compensation plan attached to it. And I promise you, the more you work on you, the better your life will be. And there's a direct correlation between your personal growth and the size of your check. So always be working on you. The harder you work on you, the harder the easier things will come in your business. All right, guys. All right. Well, you all have a great night. This is Boomie Moore. And remember, you are more powerful than you know. If you need to reach me, need coaching, mentoring, need to connect, +1 980 888 2000.